This is the Hell difficulty, fast and pretty low RNG one-shot team. It's a little bit harder than last time because of the Huayoung changes, but we can still make it work. So the most important unit first up is the dog. He's here with nothing equipped, just there to cheerlead since we only use 2 units in phase 1. The first DPS though is going to be Zahhak. You're going to want to make sure that he's the highest attack ally because S2 is a non-attack skill and he uses it first on auto, so he can cleanse off the Decaying Curse. And then aside from that, it's just normal speed DPS stuff. Crit chance only needs to be 50% because he gets 50% crit chance in his skills. His EE also doesn't really matter too much, but I did give him the attack buff one because it's the one that he always uses. And then for Artifact Portrait, because Daydream Joker is higher damage, but you do need Daydream Joker on some of your other units. And since phase 1 is the easiest one, didn't want to use it on him. Next up is Selene, our other DPS. Also just normal speed DPS gear, but make sure that her attack is lower than Zahhak's, because if she takes the Decaying Curse, she can't cleanse it and she won't do any damage. EE also doesn't really matter, I just have this one. And Sword Art because she uses it for PvP. If you can't kill with only 2 units, just toss in a 3rd unit like Sid or something, and it should be fine. So then next up is phase 2. Mascot Hazel, she's got attack buff, and then also greater attack buff to a fire ally. Warhorn for more attack imprint. And then for her stats, you just want her to move first. She can move first, give attack buff and greater attack buff, and that's all she really needs to do. Next up is the AoE DPS, who I got this idea from somebody else, but they mentioned Bloodblade Karin, which was honestly really good. She's just on speed DPS gear. You want to make sure that she's faster than the boss, because since she can't run immunity set, attack buff, immortality, and immunity is 3 buffs, which procs the boss's extra attack. So you're going to have to make sure that she's faster so she can S3 right after using S2, or right after Mascot Hazel uses S3 rather. Otherwise there's a chance that the mushrooms might come in and inflict attack down. I have her on the greater attack buff EE, but this honestly doesn't really matter. I might just swap back to the immortality one, because I don't need her damage, but if you do need her damage, you could use the S3 one, S3 damage, or the greater attack buff one. And Artifact Portrait. And then the third one is Flan. So, Flan, Daydream Joker, plus DPS gear, have her as the slowest unit, because you want her moving after Bloodblade Karin kills all the mobs. And since Bloodblade Karin gets an extra turn and she'll S1 after, Flan will get a S1 in from Bloodblade Karin. She also gets to dodge everything, so she won't ever get debuffed, which is really nice. Don't really need this much damage, because you can see in the run that I overkilled the boss by a lot. Flan didn't even get her turn in, and BBK heavily overkilled the boss as well, so you can lower the damage a good amount and you'll be fine. And then for phase 3, first up is Isaria. I've just got normal Isaria stuff, Song of Stars. You want her pretty fast because you want to make sure that even if the boss pushes you back, you'll still be taking the first turn. And the effectiveness doesn't need to be this high. The boss has 85 F-res, so you need only 70 effectiveness, and anything past that is overkill. So then, also, we've got our DPS units. First up is Midnight Gala Lilius. I have her on Daydream Joker because since this phase has the most RNG, I've got both of my nukers on Daydream Joker. Just to increase the chance that even if Isaria lands like 1 debuff, you'll be able to kill the boss. This is just speed DPS gear. You don't want her too fast because you want Isaria to go first, and it's more important to load up on damage than it is to kill, or than it is to take multiple turns. But you want to make sure that you move before the boss does. And then aside from Gala Lilius, we have Watcher Shuri as our second one. Watcher Shuri, pretty much same thing as Gala. They're actually the exact same speed, I think, because of the speed imprint. It's just the boss will push one of them back with the S1 he takes at the start of the fight. Regardless of which one gets pushed back, you want to make sure that they're both able to move before the boss does and kill him in time. Otherwise, if they tank a double crit, they're probably going to die. And then that is it for the stats. And now let's get into the run.
진심을 다하지. 지워주마. 애초에 존재하지 않던 것처럼.
내 비장의 무기를 보여줘야 하나? 다쳐도 나는 모른다.
빨리 치워버립시다. 이젠 돌이킬 수 없어. 위험하다. 훌륭한 느낌은 언제나 믿음직스럽죠. 어머나, 뭐가라? 정말이지. 만개하라. 꽃의 검이여.
누가 쓰러질지 결판을 내줘.
최선을 다해 발버둥 쳐봐.
물론 의미 없는 것이지.
So that's the team. That's the one-shot team I'll be using after these buffs end. If you are looking for a much easier team, make sure to check out the free-to-play setup instead. That's a much easier setup for getting through this run, which still works pretty well. And if you're looking for Epic Howl, then check that out as well. The full database guide thing is in the description, and have fun farming.